Jai Hind everyone. Myself Mari Dublish, Assistant Professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad in MC Department. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on algebraic structure, which is a part of discrete mathematics, Unit 4 in MCA, as well as this topic is important for BTech CSIT student also. So moving on, what is algebraic structure? We can take S, a set, let S be a non-empty set, and an operation on S is a function in multiplication from S to S into S. So in such a case, instead of multiply in AB, we usually write A cross B or something. Sometimes we can write, in the case of A cross B, we can write AB. So the set S and its operation on multiplication is denoted by the set multiplication. So this is let's take an example. Suppose we take a set of n positive integer and we have to apply addition and multiplication, both are operation on n. Subtraction and division are not operation on n, since the difference and the quotient of positive integer need not to be positive integer. For example, we can say 2 minus 9 is equals to minus 5 is not a positive integer, and minus 7 and 7 divided by 3 is not a positive integer. So we take, let A and B, we take denote two set of even and odd positive integer. So A is closed under the addition and multiplication, since the sum and product of any even number are even, and B is closed under multiplication but not in the addition case, because 3 plus 5 is equals to 8 is an even number. So now come to the properties. First property, associative law. Total 4 property dissatisfied: associative property, commutative property, identity element, and inverse element. Let's understand these property one by one. First one is an associative property. Associative property means we write, in the case of multiplication, A cross B is equals to C is equals to A into B cross C. Means an operation on multiplication is set on a set S is said to be associative or satisfy the associative law if for any element A, B, C in S we have A cross B in a bracket or to C is equals to A cross B cross C. Now second one is commutative law. Commutative law means an operation on multiplication on a set S is said to be commutative or satisfy the commutative law for any element AB in S if they satisfy the property A cross B is equals to B cross A. Next one, identity element. Consider an operation multiplication on a set S. An element E is in S is called an identity element for multiplication for any element A in S if the property is A cross E is equals to E cross A is equals to your element, that is A. If this property satisfied, then we can say group satisfied identity element. Next one is inverse. Inverse means, suppose an operation multiplication on a set S does not have an identity element E. So the inverse of an element A in S in element B such that A cross B is equals to B cross A is equals to E. If this property is satisfied, then we can say the inverse of each element exists in the set S. Now next one is cancellation law. So cancellation law, an operation multiplication on a set S is said to satisfy the left cancellation law or the right cancellation law according to the property A cross B is equals to A cross C implies that B cross C. C. A cross B is equals to A cross C and implies that P is equals to C. A से A कटा. Similar way, B cross A is equals to C cross A, तो प्रॉपर्टी इज इक्वल्स टू B क्रॉस C। ये कैसी प्रॉपर्टी कहलाएगी हमारी? लेफ्ट कैंसिलेशन लॉ। और ये कैसी प्रॉपर्टी कहलाएगी? राइट cancellation law. So in cancellation law we have two, left cancellation law and right cancellation law. Next one, semigroup and monoid. So suppose we have taken a set S which is a non-empty set, so then S is called a semigroup if the operation is associative and the operation also has an identity element, then we can say S is a monoid. So for semigroup, this set has to satisfy the property of associativity, and the property of associativity is what? A cross B in a bracket into C is equals to A into B cross C. If this property is satisfied, then we can say the set S is the semigroup. And if we satisfy the identity element means kya? A is equals to E, A into E is equals to E into A is equals to A, then we can say this question satisfied the identity element, identity property, and the set S is the monoid. Next one, group. So let G be a non-empty set S with a binary operation. Then G is called a group if the following axiom hold. First one, associative, identity and inverse. So what is associativity law? For any A, B, C in G we have, the property of associative is A, B, C, A into B into C is equals to A into B into C. We can write in the form of algebraic structure A, B, C, A, B, C. This is the property of associativity. Identity element. There exists an element E in G such that property A into E is equals to E into A is equals to A for every A belongs to G. Yani A E is equals to E A is equals to A. This satisfies the property of identity element. Next one, inverse. For every A in G, there exists an element A inverse in G, or we can say the inverse of A such that A into A inverse is equals to A inverse into A is equals to E. So a group G is said to be abelian or commutative if AB is equals to BA for every AB belongs to G, that is if G satisfied the commutative law. So we have studied two things, a simple group and abelian group. Now I explain what is the difference between group and abelian group. A set S is said to be a group if it satisfied the three properties, that is associative, identity and inverse. If a set S satisfied all these three properties of associativity, identity and inverse element, then we can say a set is a group. Now if we have to recognize a set S is a abelian group or not, then it has to satisfy the property of commutative, means AB is equals to BA. So for abelian group, a set S had to satisfy the four property. First one is your associative, second one is your identity, third one is your inverse, and fourth one is the commutative. If four properties satisfied, then we can say a group is the abelian group. Now, for example, associativity, addition of real number is associative. This is the true condition. We have element X, Y, Z that belongs to G. then we can say associativity is true in the case of addition. Or also, so x plus y plus z is equals to x plus y plus z. So this property is satisfied. So this is the property of associativity. Next one is identity element. Consider we have a 0, so we can say 0 belongs to Q, रेशनल नंबर का अपना सेट ले लिया, एंड अगेन 0 belongs to G. So for any b a plus b root 2 belongs to G, so we can say a plus b root 2 plus 0 plus 0 root 2, again we is equals to a plus b root 2. So again 0 plus 0 root 2 is the identity element in group G. So these are the basic properties and main properties for satisfying कि हमारा जो सेट है वो हमारा सेट ग्रुप में आएगा एंड अबेलियन ग्रुप के अंदर आएगा. नाउ आई एम रिपीटिंग अगेन द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ ग्रुप. शॉर्ट में ग्रुप के लिए satisfy the property of associativity. Second thing, identity. And third thing, inverse. If three properties satisfied, then G is a group. Now I'm talking about abelian group. If it is associative, identity, inverse, and commutative. Above property satisfied, then group is abelian group. This is the basic difference between group and abelian group. Moving on, the very important question, Lagrange theorem. What is Lagrange theorem? The statement of Lagrange theorem is, let G be a finite group and H be a subgroup of G. Then the order of H divides the order of G, that is order of G is equals to G dot H or divided by H, where GH is the index of H in G, the number of left coset of H in G. It means G is the index of H in G, means the number of left coset of H in G. Now understand this. Let G be a finite group and H be a subgroup of G. So first one, we have to consider the left coset of H in G. Means for any G belongs to set G, the left coset of H determined by G is GH is equals to GH for all H belongs to set H. And first step we have to consider the left coset of H in G. Next is step 2. Each left coset has the same number of element as H. Each left coset has the same number of element as H. So we have, for this we have to define the function f such that H belongs to GH by fH is equals to GH. So first one property is f1 should be 1 to 1, means if G1 is equals to GH1 is equals to GH2, then we can say H1 is equals to H2. And second property is f is onto. So every element of GH is G. H is the form of GH, or for some we can say H belongs to H. So if this property is satisfied, then we can say ki, F is a bijection and GH is equals to H. So first one, it should be satisfy the property of left coset of H in G, every left coset of H in G. Second property is each left coset has the same number of element as in H. Or third one, in this function f should be 1 to 1, and function f is should be satisfy the property of onto. Next one, step 3. Distinct cosets are disjoint. Means if two left coset G1H and G2H are not identical, then we can say G1H intersection G2H is equals to phi. Because we know disjoint means we don't get any kind of common element. Next one is step 4. Coset partition are the group. So the set of all left coset of H in G forms a partition of G. So thus every element of G belongs to exactly one left coset of H. So then let the number of distinct left coset be K is equals to GH. We have to count the element in G. So each coset has H element, and we can say there are K such cosets. So G is equals to K dot H, and thus H is equals to G. So we can say the order of any subgroup of a finite group divides the order of the group, and this satisfied the complete statement of Lagrange theorem. Now in last I want to summarize the today's class. First we have considered about the group and the semi-group, monoid group and the abelian group. So if I am talking about the group, so first thing I would like to tell you, we have basically 4 properties. First one is your associativity, commutative, second identity, and inverse property. So associative means A cross B into C is equals to A into B cross C. कम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी सेटिस्फाइड होती है हमारी एडिशन और मल्टीप्लिकेशन दोनों केस में, यानी कि A क्रॉस B इज इक्वल्स टू B क्रॉस A. और आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट हमारी क्या होती है, हमारी A इंटू ई इज इक्वल्स टू ई इंटू ए इज इक्वल्स टू ए. एवरी केस में हमें एक आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट मिलेगा. और इनवर्स में क्या होगा हमारा, A इंटू ए इनवर्स इज इक्वल्स टू ए इनवर्स इंटू ए इज इक्वल्स टू ई. तो अगर ये आपकी हमारी सारी प्रॉपर्टी सेटिस्फाइड हो, फोर्थ वन क्या है हमारी कैंसिलेशन लॉ. अगेन कैंसिलेशन लॉ हमारी 2 टाइप के होंगे, एक लेफ्ट कैंसिलेशन लॉ, दूसरा क्या होगा हमारा राइट कैंसिलेशन लॉ. मीन्स इफ ए क्रॉस बी इज इक्वल्स टू ए क्रॉस सी, सो वी कैन से ए से ए कट के होगा हमारा क्या बचेगा, बी इज इक्वल्स टू सी. और ये दिस इज योर लेफ्ट कैंसिलेशन लॉ. और अगर बात करूं बी इंटू ए इज इक्वल्स टू सी इंटू ए, तो ए से ए राइट कैंसिलेशन हो जाएगा, क्या मिलेगा हमारा, बी इज इक्वल्स टू सी. सो दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ कैंसिलेशन लॉ. नाउ आई एम टेकिंग अबाउट द ग्रुप. ग्रुप हमारा कब बनेगा, कोई भी सेट हमारा सॉरी सेमी ग्रुप, कोई भी सेट अगर मैं आई एम टेकिंग एस कि एस मेरा एक नॉन एम्प्टी सेट है, तो देन आई वांट टू आइडेंटिफाई कि इट इज अ सेमी ग्रुप, यस और नो. तो फर्स्टली आई हैव टू चेक द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ एसोसिएटिव. इफ अ सेट एस satisfied the property of associative, then we can say कि S is a semi group. And the property of associative is as I told you earlier, A cross B into C is equals to A into B cross C. If this property is satisfied, then we can say our set S is the semi group. Now if any set has an unique identity element, then we can say our S is a monoid. So for monoid, 2 properties must be satisfied. First one is associativity and second one is your identity element. एंड फॉर ग्रुप, ग्रुप के लिए हमारे पास 4 प्रॉपर्टी क्या है, एक तो हमारा नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी ऐड हो जाएगी इसमें इनवर्स की, कि इट शुड बी एसोसिएटिव, आइडेंटिटी एंड इनवर्स. एंड फॉर अबेलियन ग्रुप अगर हमको चेक करना है, तो एक नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी हमारी क्या ऐड होगी उसमें, कम्यूटेटिव लॉ की. तो 4 प्रॉपर्टी अबेलियन ग्रुप के लिए क्या होगी, एसोसिएटिविटी, आइडेंटिटी, इनवर्स एंड कम्यूटेटिव. सो दैट्स एनफ फॉर टुडे लेक्चर. थैंक्स. जय हिंद.